welcome everybody to this review episode of CtrlGroup. We are going to be talking about our last campaign that we did. It came from Lake Mary, in which we used the Monster of the Week system. And we're just going to be talking about our experience with that system and with the characters, with the campaign itself. Just having a nice old focused chat.
You know what I realized is that I had a bike in my inventory the whole time, and we never used our bikes once.
Well, I mean, we did. I think for a little bit, but I feel like we always forget what's in the inventory. You look at it like halfway through, and you're like, "Oh, I had a forensic kit."
Yeah,
and I was like, I should have used that more.
Yeah, but Jack's sister just drove us everywhere, and she had no reason to do that.
That was part of the plot.
She was
I
friend.
was grounded. So me and Nick played, because I played Jack, Nick played Nate, and new classes from the Tome of Mysteries expansion to Monster of the Week. Hadley was the mundane.
Yeah. When we started, Dennis really wanted me to pick some chosen traits. And I'm like, I see through this, bitch. You want RoboCop to turn into the chosen one. I get it. But I didn't want that. I wanted to be the comedic relief.
And you very much did that.
Yeah,
So
I
pushed the chosen away. Moved her away towards Nick's character.
Which I think works with the Searcher character. That was the Searcher is interesting because they are sort of integrated with the occult side of things, but they don't necessarily have magical abilities. I think it's very much up to your choice as to how far you want to go with that certain class. But I think it naturally lended itself towards the chosen stuff because they're obviously searching for stuff that's outside of their reality and their spectrum. But I know that early on because we were both, Marcus and I were both so magical. We were having problems. We were like, who's the leader here with this? Do we since you have magical abilities, should you be the one who's charging ahead because you have all the power, or should there be sort of a brains and brawn sort of thing, and the comedic relief, as you said? I think that we had, I think we found a good place for it in the end, especially towards the end.
I think even with our character concepts at the beginning, they were somewhat similar, and we ended up sort of using that as part of the story to where we were kind of rivals and foils, which I think is awesome. For me, the Hex was a really cool playbook to play because I remember looking at all the Monster of the Week ones and thinking, first of all, I want to try out the magical ones, but also I kind of wanted more, so I'm glad they added a couple more. And this one is so sick because the Hex is basically the same as the Spooky, except I have a temptation or a vice, right? So I have something that if the situation comes up, my character wants to use magic for this, or wants to be compelled by dark forces for this or whatever. And if I don't think that I want them to do that, I have to roll for it because it's so tempting to them. And I really love that. I think that was really, really cool. It was super fun to play. I found some good opportunities to do it, and it really shaped my character's growth too.
I think the Hex and the Searcher are both tied into the Spooky, and the Searcher it doesn't necessarily have the magical abilities like I said, but it has a lot of just good buffs for your team, so it's a good team character. So that's nice. I use Occam's broadsword the entire fucking campaign, just because it's nice to know what you're encountering. But there's some other stuff on here that I kind of wanted to get to, also they're buffed by lots of stuff. You choose some of their abilities, they have lots of defense and shit.
Yeah. So Hadley, as a new player, how did you feel playing the mundane?
It was so much more fun than playing something ridiculously overpowered. Even though you wouldn't let me have angel wings from another playbook.
You wanted everything.
Yeah, Hadley wanted everything. He wanted a boyfriend. He wanted angel wings.
I wanted immortality. I mean, honestly, wouldn't it have been great if all of a sudden I figured out that I was immortal? I mean, and then I slowly turned into a werewolf. You know what I mean?
I think there's still time.
Yeah, there's definitely
season 2.
Yeah, well, I just think that if you're gonna flash a whole advanced improvements page at me, don't expect me to not want those advanced improvements. Every single one. Actually, there's a couple ones that were boring. Like, get one used luck point. Fucking whatever. Man.
Luck is important.
It's true. I don't think... Did you guys ever use a luck point the
Not
entire
really.
campaign?
Which is interesting because we played a campaign before
Yep.
where I was the crooked. And I
Yep.
used luck all the time,
Yep,
so
yep.
I just didn't necessarily see a need for it in this one. Also, because I also think that we were trying to do more of like a bare bones like story as opposed to like getting really into the D&D side of things.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, I think Monster of the Week is great for that. Either way, if you want it to be really mechanical game and use all of it that it has to offer, or if you want to just more do your own thing, it's like perfect for either one. But for luck specifically, if you're doing a short campaign like this, I think maybe limit how much luck goes on, because we have enough luck points for us to be like, every single time we rolled shitty, we were like, I'll just make it a 12.
you guys were just cool with like your bad rolls. There was never a time you thought like, oh, I should
fun.
use luck.
Yeah,
You were
totally.
like, I'm
Which
fine
is
with
more-
this up and comments. Like, let it be.
Oh shit, we could have changed the roll to a 12 this entire
Yeah.
time.
Well,
That's why we don't tell things.
that's the thing though. That's what makes it, that's like one of the secret like rules of role playing games. Like, your character is 3-dimensional if they're like really shitty at some stuff and really good at some stuff, like equally, and you do them equally. You know, like, don't shy away from doing things that you're clearly bad at.
Yeah, I did like fuck it up because that's why I leveled up 3 times.
I think it's cool though that you were given these like specific classes for Monster of the Week, because I know that it's sort of jarring. It was like his first time player, like playing D&D. You're like, you have to like have all these stats, and then like you kind of feel like you have too much power. Like, you know, if you start out as like a wizard, you're like, magic missile, you know, like all the time. You know, so it's nice that this is rooted more in a narrative as opposed to, you know, like physically, I don't know, like character stuff.
I don't know how
abilities.
I don't know how they do it, because the Power by the Apocalypse games, like, every single one of them, they find this like perfect balance between it's so like general and I can really personalize, but it's also really specific, and I'm given a lot of kind of information to run off of. And I've been trying to perfect that for like so long.
Yeah, I think it's just like the perfect bell curve of like a new player could come into like a single sheet of paper, understand how a character works, but also an experienced player can come in knowing all the moves and how to use them for their own broken ways at the same
In
point.
min-max.
Yeah, in min-max.
Yeah. But yeah, I think we could play any number of campaigns with these, you know. So like that's nice that like the Monster of the Week is so accessible.
It is. It's really. It seems like you can really copy and paste it to anything, and you don't even have to be necessarily. Like it really seems like to me you could copy and paste it to a lot of different things, even though like sci-fi, like a sci-fi platform. Because what I really enjoy about it is that you don't have to. It doesn't have to be a kids on bikes thing, and because I was actually thinking about the campaign that I potentially wanted to do, and I was looking at my mundane sheet, and I was like, this could go like perfect. Like even if you like were like the monster thing. What's that one? The like where
Monstrous.
Monstrous? Yeah, you could just be like an insane alien. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I think that'd be dope as hell. But that's just my opinion.
That's cool. That's a smart idea, because we did. I remember, what did we do? We did Apocalypse World. And I had it like be a cyberpunk thing instead, but we used the same character sheets and everything. Yeah, you could probably like swap in Monster of the Week, literally just use this system for other stuff. But it's also just really easy to customize the system into.
And I remember also when we started this, it's like kind of falls to the DM a little bit that, you know, they say like, you know, this is what we're shooting for, you know, in terms of world. Like for us, we were using our old hometown, so that was like easy because we like knew what that aesthetic was like, sort of thing. But it's like, it's cool that you can just be like, I'm shooting for this kind of sci-fi or like this kind of like fantasy world. Like, don't go too far. Like, you know, like be like this kind of stuff. You know, like I like that you can narrow the world.
Yeah, being in the realm. So let's shift away from the system itself and move into the story. It came from Lake Mary. Maybe just some thoughts on the campaign thus far, favorite moments.
I loved when Hadley decided that his name was RoboCop. I was like, this is, how far are we going to get with this? And then I loved it. It was great.
Immediately.
I don't know.
Yeah, I want to say the same as like the keeper of the game. I was like, fuck, this is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Immediately. And then like after we started the first episode, I was like, fuck, I'm in love with this. This is perfect. This is genius.
Hadley is a savant.
I can't get over the moment because I'll be honest with you, like in improv, you know, when you're doing improv comedy and you get to be the one that has the button on the show and then lights down, like I'm a slut for that. Like I like being the one that says the last line, you know. And so that first episode we did where I was like roll for what did I say? I did I think I did
You're investigating a mystery.
Oh, I investigated a mystery
Yeah.
to see what was going on, and I discovered the threat that was already going to be happening behind us. That I came in my pants.
I kept that out.
I shit my pants.
You shouldn't.
I shouldn't. That was so much fun, and also I really enjoyed the Sandman. That made me shit my pants because I was so scared. There was a lot of poop everywhere, and I like when you were like, he is eating eyeballs. I was like, oh no, don't eat my eyeballs. I was wondering though if you were gonna even potentially allow us to even get hurt by the Sandman. That's what I was wondering. I was like, are we in danger here, or is this keeper gonna find a way to get us out of here unscathed?
Yeah, so I think for a lot of the time, I knew probably one of you was gonna biff it in this first campaign.
Yeah.
So I tried to keep it relatively safe early on. I was just gonna let harm, like if you guys were gonna be dumb, I was just gonna let your kids die. But like story-wise, I wasn't gonna throw too much at you. I knew I wanted a balance between you guys actually solving mysteries and you guys like fighting an enemy. So the Frankendog in the beginning was like your first fight, and I knew the Sandman was gonna be more of a mystery thing, like solving how to defeat him. That's why I didn't give you any answers in the tome. Of like the monster tome.
Yeah.
So yeah, unless you guys were gonna do something stupid during the first two monsters, no. But I had a feeling, like in the third one, like I had a feeling. I really was pulling for you guys to discover the Kwame before anything happened. But I was like, if they don't do it, I'm gonna pull the trigger on something.
I think that was okay because we kind of got caught up in our own bullshit.
Yeah.
In the last episode, you know.
Remember when we went to the
Observatory.
observatory for no reason?
There's something there.
That
There's
was
something
literally,
in
when you
the
said favorite moments, that's what I was going to say. I loved that. Because we all used our skills to like almost sneak into that place. And then
Even though I knew you had nothing there. But I was like, we're getting in there and you're going to fucking think of something.
We'll be going back to the observatory if we come back to this campaign.
It's a good location, man.
Yeah.
we're going to space.
Going to fucking space.
Yeah, I think in general, like I liked what we did, and I thought it was fun. It was a lot of like good improv. But I think that maybe we could do some more world building if we like return to this location because I feel like we know what Flagstaff is.
Yeah.
I don't know if
Yeah.
we conveyed it enough or had enough like smaller moments or like characters like that. But
For our audience at home, Flagstaff, Arizona is a real town. It's a real place. It exists.
I know it sounds like we made it up.
I
It's
know.
too good to be true.
Most of our initial fans will be from Flagstaff, so I know it might be hard to believe that it's a real city.
No fucking way.
I think this little mini campaign we had, I would give a 7 Hadleys out of 12.
Ooh,
It was...
that low, huh?
No, see, because that makes it sound like 7 out of 12.
12, yeah.
But that's not true, because with Hadley's, as it gets higher, it's actually worse.
No, what he's saying.
So that's actually still pretty shitty.
Okay, fine. I'll add in a Dennis.
Okay.
You'll add one Dennis,
Yes.
so it was sick as fuck. Is that what you were saying?
So it was super fun. I think we got a lot done in a short amount of time too. So check those out. Check out Monster of the Week.
Okay, well, the rest of us are going to give our opinions.
Yeah, no, I loved. It was very simple, very like imaginative. I was imagining everything that was happening visually. I thought it was a good story, good simple like monsters. But there was like actual good mystery. Some good. I like the characters, the side characters we did have, like fucking Mr. Bones.
Mr. Bones.
Love that shit. So yeah, I'd give it like a half a Dennis.
Have a Dennis.
And then like like maybe like 65 Marcuses, you know.
Okay.
If I have that enough to spare,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know. I keep them lying around on my dresser. I need to do laundry, but they don't fit.
You're like, oh shit.
How many times until you get rid of all those old Marcuses?
I'd give it 3 tired Nicks and a Dennis, honestly. Maybe 3 Marcuses if we're lucky.
Only 3?
When there's 3 Marcuses, we always lucky.
Dude, I can give you some Marcuses.
Dude, I'll take some
I have
Marcuses.
100.
I absolutely love the system. I adore it so much. I think there's so much potential here. And I really hope we come back to it for another campaign in the near future. I'm going to give this one the first ever rating of a full Hadley.
Whoa! No fucking way!
The full Hadley.
It's like the full Monty, but it's actually a pretty good movie.
So I think check out Tome of Mysteries especially. There's a couple of new magic moves that I don't think we used all of those. So check them out. I love the telekinesis one. I turned a couple of them kind of into my actual rotes for my character anyways. But yeah, those are awesome. There's like 8, I think, new magic moves that you can do with Tome of Mysteries. And there's a couple other playbooks that we didn't play either, like Pararomantic, which is awesome. So yeah, I would totally recommend those.
One of these days we're going to use these. We're going to do all the crazy magic shit where it's going to be an anime.
Yeah, seriously. Honestly, we'll get all of our friends. Everyone's gonna play Magic users. That's gonna be sick.
That's what's exciting. It's like doing like sort of limited stuff and then doing the complete opposite. Do the converse. Yeah.
Exactly. All right. Well, follow us on Twitter and Instagram at CtrlPod. Control Group Pod. CTRL, just like the key.
And we're gonna decide on what's gonna happen for Series 2.
Right now.
By the time you listen, you'll probably have the option to watch it or listen.
You paying attention, Hadley?
Yeah,
So
I'm
listen
paying
to it.
attention. I have an idea, but let's see if they'll let me do it.
We won't.
We probably won't.
Hey there, everybody. This is Hadley from Control Group. If you like what you're hearing, please make sure you subscribe to our channel. You can also find us on social media. Follow us on Twitter at CtrlPod, control as in the control key on your computer. You can also find us on Instagram at CtrlGroupPod. Thank you so much for listening. How was that shit, huh? Huh? Yeah, that was so fucking dope. It was the sexiest thing you've ever heard. You've never wanted to subscribe to a channel more than you ever wanted to now. This is great.
A lot of people have been calling me that lately.
Yeah.
They always come up to me and they're like, "Is your name Mark or Marcus?" And I'm like, "It's really Marcus, but everyone calls me Mark because that's what it says on my email, I guess."
Oh yeah, Mark Strauss.
Cool
Who just
story,
spells it with a
Marcus.
C?
Thanks, man. No, it was this whole fucking hullabaloo in my screenwriting class. And everyone was looking to me like, "Wow, what is your name? What is it specifically?" And I was like,
Dude,
"It's
why are you
not
hiding?
that big a difference."
Why are you hiding your name?
Can we talk about screenwriting now?
Because you're not white, so they assume it's going to be like Marcasius.
That must be what it is.
Yeah.
It's like I have various ways, and they were like, "Oh, he's just saying those because his real name is hard to pronounce." That's what it is.
The American dialect just isn't ready for those syllables.
Your real name's Marquise, but with 3 X's.
But
I had a
where?
friend from